Welcome back to the Maths Experience Excel class. So glad to have us here on this journey. So let's just get right into it. On our PC, we open Excel. Let's do something here. We can see this option, open other workbooks. Let's use it. Now we can access any workbook on our PC using this option. It shows you an interface where you can search on any item on your computer. So we'll go to desktop. Recall we saved our last work as Maths Experience on the desktop. So we'll just access it from here. And here we are, exactly where we stopped in the last class. So today we would be looking at modifying columns, rows, and cells. So let's just get right into it. What are columns and what are rows? These are columns. Column A, B, C, D. Columns are usually denoted with alphabets. While these are rows. The rows go horizontally while the columns go vertically. So the rows are usually denoted with numbers. So you can see row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4, row 5, row 6, 7. And we have column A, B, C, D. And you can see these are arranged alphabetically. They span almost infinitely. After Y, Z, we have double A, AB, AC. And it keeps going, giving us extra room to add more data on our Excel sheet. We have AZ, BA. So it goes, and similarly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It keeps going down and down and down and down and down, almost infinitely. Almost infinitely. So you see the last column on our Excel is XFD. I doubt if anybody is going to have so much data that it fills to that range. XFD. And for our rows, we have 1,048,576. Wow, that is a lot of rows. So it is seemingly impossible for anyone to have so much data that they consume all this amount of rows and all these amounts of column. But let's just get back to it. So these are rows. Our rows are horizontal and our columns are vertical. So these are rows and columns. This is basically how we arrange our cells in Excel. The cells are arranged via the address option of rows and columns. So we've done an introduction. Let's look at how to modify column width, how to modify row height, how to set column width to a specific measurement, and how to set row height to a specific measurement. So if you hover your mouse to the end of a column, you'd see a two-way arrow, left and right, which means we can only move this left or move this right. Click on that and drag. On clicking, you would see the preset column width, which is 7.89. You can drag this to increase the column width. You can drag back to decrease the column width. So look at our B1 that contains the mathematics Excel experience. So we can see we have a lot of content in it and it spills over to the next column. What if we need to adjust the column width to accommodate all the content without spilling? We will just hover, drag, and then we have a very comfortable looking column. Can hover back, give us back to take us back to where we were before, and over, in and out. So this is the primary way you can adjust your column width. Let me show us a trick. If you stretch this and you observe that the column width is bigger than the content, just double click. Now I'll do that again. Undo that. We want to adjust it. We want to, it's like a function for auto adjust to content. So you want to auto adjust your column to your content. You hover to where you have your double arrow cursor and you double click. So this works for any column, any row. Let's look at D. We have math experience on D16. If we want to auto adjust, we go where we have our double arrows and we'll double click. Similarly, we can do that here. We double click and it adjusts it to the content size of the largest content, which is refer. Double clicking, double clicking, double clicking. All right, it's one way we can auto adjust. But this only works when we have our cursor set to the double arrow. So this is how we can adjust column width. Now let's look at rows. These are rows. So what if we have a reason to adjust the row height? The default row height is 14.40 or 24 pixels. The same approach will drag. We can drag our row height to the height we want it to be. So when actually do we have to use this particular function? Let me give us an example. But before that, I'm just going to double click and you see it goes back to the default, or it goes back to the automatically convenient height for your rows. So what if we have a reason to expand this? You see, as we expand, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. If we adjust this, we can still double click to get back to default. If we drag this up, you see what happens there? We can double click to make it convenient. So by double clicking, we get to put our cells either by the rows or by the columns to the automatically convenient size for whatever content we have inside it. Okay, so let's move on. Now we need to set our columns width to a specific measurement, or our row height specific measurement. If we for any reason need to set our columns or our rows to specific measurements, we have an option by just simply right clicking. So you go to the heading, either the headings for the columns or the headings for the rows, and you right click. You will see column widths. If you right click for the rows, you will see row heights. So when you do that, you have the option of setting the column to a preset width. Now, Currently, it's at 28.89. What if I want it to be 50? It adjusts the width automatically. What if I want the height, row height, be 50? It adjusts the height to 50. But you see, this is not visible enough. So I just double click. So it automatically gives me a convenient size for whatever content is in my cell. If you love this video, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.